On this week's show, we will be reviewing Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and having a chat about some news and what we've been watching and playing this week. So stick around. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Middle-Aged Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Daz, and I'm joined, as always, by my trusty co-host, Philly. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I had the last week off and hadn't made any plans, so got loads of fucking shit done around the house and proper, adult house owner bullshit stuff done. And yeah, so I'm all good and ready to go for this week's episode. I'm interested to hear what you thought about this one. What about yourself? Any crack?
Yeah. Good, yeah. Got a decent amount of watching and playing in this weekend, or this week and this weekend, and also managed to get this movie in today, which I was delighted to do, and I've already forgotten most of it. But we'll get to that. First and foremost, then let's get stuck into some news. Any news jumping out at you this week?
There's not a massive amount this week, but the Zelda stuff, I think that really came out just after we had recorded last week.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the set photos and the set kind of really leaked videos and stuff. Like it looks the part for sure. Again, I'm still, this is the Scorch Trials guy, so I'm still like, let's see, or whatever. It's Maze Runner or one of those fucking whatever I think it's called.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we'll see. I'm still not 100% sold, but I have to say the costumes look great and looks like good casting. No complaints here.
Yeah, 100%. Like that first, just kind of two shot of them, and the out in the countryside, just there, and the costumes are on point. Like, I mean, you're going to piss off a lot of people, and there's so much furore on fucking the internet, just people wanting something, this rage of just like, it's a fucking image, guys. These are the same people that would have gone mental when that Heath Ledger initial Joker thing came up. Oh, what are you talking about? Fucking a dope. But these look great, yeah. Just looks, again, it's, 2 or 3 images? You're just going, yeah, I'll take that. Once we see a teaser trailer and see how this director is actually going to tackle it, because, I worry about him. But so far, so good. Any other news your side? No?
Not on my side. Now, what about yourself?
A few bits and bobs. There was reports and confirmation of a new Stargate show is coming.
Oh, I think
Amazon
I did see
Prime.
that actually, yeah.
From the original creators as well. And they had this kind of a live Zoom with 2 guys that host like the Stargate fan fucking website or whatever, and they were just absolutely, I've never seen geeks just geeking out. They're almost crying when the guys told them, oh my god, new show is coming, and it's not a reboot. And I'm all for that. I loved Stargate movie and loved the original show. I wasn't too fond of the
Atlantis
spin-offs, but I'd be on board for another retelling of that. What else? In box office news, The Running Man is yet another flop. It's it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like it made, like in the US, it made 17 million opening weekend. Like that was behind Now You See Me, Now You Don't, which we'll get into. But from 110 million budget, that's crazy. Like it's something that reviewed decent enough. We thought it was okay. But with Edgar Wright and like Glenn Powell, the next big action star, or is he? If he can't, it's just pretty poor box office for that. Who knows what went wrong there, because it was marketed pretty well. Like there's lots of trailers, lots of posters around. What other news? There was a movie that I was looking forward to, The Last Ronin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action one they were making. That has been cancelled by Paramount, which is totally bummed out of that, because it looked and sounded awesome. It was like a darker take on the characters and the lore and all that.
Well, it's based on the graphic novel of the.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know why they kind of just. Yeah, did they just freak out that, is there going to be a market for that? But like they need to kind of get stuff going with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise again. Like Mutant Mayhem was a success, but it's just nothing has. It just hasn't moved on from that at all. I was really looking forward to The Last Ronin. Look, did you read the graphic novel?
No. Like I've was one of those ones I've picked up a couple of times in like Rhythm Planet, and like I must pick this up. Then no, never got around to it.
Yeah. And then one other bit in superhero movie news: Wonder Woman is reportedly rumored to be showing up in the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow, and it's only a matter of time until she arrives in that. And also, the DC show Lanterns, which behind the scenes has been rumors of it being fantastic, has been delayed to late summer. after Supergirl, which is a shame. I think it was due to come in, I think January or February, so I have to wait a bit longer for that. But
so actually, though, I do have one more bit that's almost news. I don't know if you can count because it's not validated yet. But the one of the guys, the previous Rockstar heads, he intimated that that Red Dead Redemption 3 is in the works because he was talking about NDAs and stuff that people sign, like how come there's so little information and stuff out about GTA 6. It's only the stuff that they've allowed be released, and he was saying, well, like in our big projects like Red Dead Redemption 3 and GTA 6, everybody has to sign NDAs because we can't have information get out. So it was only like one line in his interview thing, but straight away you're like, oh shit. I mean, I don't see why you'd even bother mentioning it if it didn't, if it wasn't in the works. So that'll be fucking sweet now if that is actually getting made, because Red Dead Redemption, the sequel is fantastic.
That's
that was the first one, but
first one's excellent. The Red Dead Redemption 2 is comfortably my best game I've ever played in my life. I can't wait until they do a remaster just to stick another 150 hours into that. It's just phenomenal game. So that is, I got tingles when you said that. I was like, bring it on. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's get stuck into what we've been watching and playing. So what have you been up to?
Well, just the usual stuff. I haven't watched this week's Pluribus yet. I'll have to get maybe do that later on. But the new stuff now. I watched Shelby Oaks because I think we'd mentioned that on here a couple of times. Yeah, like good idea. Maybe executed kind of poorly. Like it's kind of, they've taken it to the point of being like a found footage, but also like a fake documentary based around what's happened on that found footage, and then the actual movie based around that fake documentary based around the thing. So he's got a bunch of different kind of things in there, and it's just not interesting, and it's not scary at all.
Oh,
wow. Which is such a bummer. Like there was the start when there's a little bit of the found footage stuff. I was like, oh, this looks a little bit creepy, and then it just, no, that's it. We're just done. That's it. No more scary stuff for you for the rest of the movie.
No.
And I didn't think the performances were great either. Just it was a bit of a bummer. And then I think that was the only thing I actually knew that I watched. Then apart from that, playing wise, I finished RoboCop and I jumped onto Blueprints that you were talking about before, because I hadn't played it. So like I've only done a couple of days, a couple of runs. And I'm too lazy to get up and get a notepad. So I'll sit down properly with a notepad and do it, because like I have fucking no idea what I'm going on. I refuse to Google it because I want to figure it all out. Like, so I'm wandering around going, what in the fuck is going on? But I love it. It's kind of eerie and stuff as well. And the art style is fantastic.
Nice tone to it,
yeah. I'm really, really like that, how weird it is. I'm only done like I think 3 days or something. That's all I've done.
Nice.
But that's nothing else new for me. What about yourself?
Watching wise, just Pluribus, really. Episode 4, it just gets better and better for me, that show. Can't really get into that in terms of spoilers, but I really haven't watched anything that new. I finally started watching The Pit, and I watched the first hour of the 2-hour premiere that came out back in January. Behind that, the first hour I thought was fucking excellent. I was like, this is... I put it off for so long, so I was like, do I really want to get into this, fucking hospital kind of drama thing? Is that really, but with that on one hand, and then Pluribus on the other, it's just like, that's a nice mix of intense little TV and bonkers madness on the other hand, which is great. But I really loved.
I would have thought, I was going to ask just to say, like, I mean, just not from like performances and story wise, but just from the technical point of view, because there's so many one shots and so many shots that lead into the other, and these people are just left in the background with the conversation you've just been listening to, and then we're over here. It's shot wonderfully.
I love that, and that kind of the one shot is tricky enough, but when you're doing it in the set, in and around there's so many moving parts, and the timing is absolutely fucking spot on in every one of those sequences. I was grinning ear to ear. Fucking love it. And performances and everything. The show is brilliant, but it's ticking all the boxes. I didn't expect it to tick the things from the filmmaking creative side, where it's just, I was in awe, like, of the decision to do or to shoot it certain ways. Just gone, it's just fucking bravura TV. But that's what kind of I've been watching. Playing wise, I got stuck into this Arc Raiders.
I was wondering about that. I was literally going to text you the other day and say, should we be playing this? Like,
yeah, because I was fucking humming and hawing for ages, going like, is it going to be something that I can actually play, because it's this kind of proximity chat and it's online. You're kind of chatting to people on it. It's like, oh, it is going to work with fucking kids asleep. But it's fucking amazing. It's amazing. If anyone doesn't know, like, it's a post-apocalyptic like extraction shooter where the humans are living underground, and you get like 30 minutes to go above ground to try and salvage stuff from the kind of ruined world that's been overseen and patrolled by little robots, flying robots that are called arcs. And that premise is, it's brilliant, because when you go, like, the catch is that there are other players in the world, and generally with extraction shooters like this, it's kind of fun, but then you get to the point, the elevator, where you're trying to get out altogether, and people just come over and just fucking murder you and rob all your shit. And it's just really annoying. But the community of this is fucking great. Like, with the proximity chat kind of kicks in when you get close to someone, then they go, hey, don't shoot, have you got a med pack or something like that? And you end up just chatting to people just for a few seconds, just like, yeah, I won't shoot you, don't shoot me, okay, yeah, let's go. But it's fucking brilliant. And then, like, there's so much to it when you like after you like, when you make successful run and escape, and have done so, like crawling after being shot to pieces, crawling into, like, when the elevator comes up and the doors are closed, and just say, hold the elevator for me. And it's brilliant. And when you go down underground, then there's loads of other kind of gameplay aspects of it, where you're building fucking benches and workbenches and upgrading grenades, and there's kind of single player elements to it where you have kind of missions to try and do as well. But it's just the buzz of trying to sneak around and escape these fucking crazy robots. Really a lot of fun. So we should definitely, it's only 40 quid or something. And it's just fucking cool, like, just really cool.
Yeah, give that a go during the week for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And a total 180 from that. Then the other thing I've been playing is Power Wash Simulator 2.
What does the sequel improve upon exactly in the first one?
Dirtier things to clean. It's on Game Pass, so I just like saw it and went, oh, fucking yeah, I'll give it a go. Yeah, 2 hours went by and I'm fucking there cleaning in a public toilet. Just going, what was going on? And it's not like, train spotting toilets and stuff like that. Suddenly just, there's just this futuristic toilet that you're cleaning, and then it's like, why is this so gratifying? Why is this so zen-like? It's just, it's fucking strange game. It really just, it's just like, it's mindfulness in a game, pretty much, when sitting down. Yeah, really, really enjoying it. And it's 2-player as well, so might get you on that one at some point. Clean toilets together. Well, now I'm cleaning like the outside of a big giant 3-story mansion with like ladders and stuff. Bit of crack. So yeah, that's what we've been watching and playing. So now let's get on to the main event. Now you see me, now you fucking don't. Take it away, Phil.
Yeah, cheers, Daz. Yeah, this week it's now you see me, now you don't. I suppose this for all you new people, we'll be doing a very spoiler-free discussion of the things we thought were good, thought were bad, and so on. And then at the very end, we'll have a few minutes dedicated to spoilery stuff. But we'll give you plenty of warning. So yeah, Daz, before I get into your initial reactions, I'll just give a bit of background into the movie. It's directed by Ruben Fleischer, who directed the Zombieland movies with a couple of the cast of this movie, and also some absolute whoppers. Like, I think he did a couple of the Venom movies and stuff as well. So yeah. By Michelle Leslie, Paul Wernick, Rhett Reese, and Seth Grahame-Smith, starring Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Fisher, Lizzie Kaplan, and Morgan Freeman. They were all Fisher was in the first one, and Lizzie Kaplan was in the second one, but the rest of them have all been in both previous movies. And they're joined by new cast members Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Ariana Greenblatt. And of course, the wonderful Rosamund Pike, who plays our bad guy. The cinematographer for this one, actually, I was surprised, is George Richmond, because he's done a lot of decent stuff. Like, he's done like Deadpool and Wolverine and Free Guy and the Kingsman movies. Like, he's done some fun kind of action movies. And I had a budget of 90 mil, and it looks like it's already pretty much made the production value back, and so I imagine it should definitely make its money back with regards to the advertisements as well. Like, it's doing well, as you said at the start, as like it's done well, better than Running Man And it's like it's all, I think it's done well with critics. Like I think it's all not critics, but on with audience, it's got like 81% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Like so, it is doing well. Basic premise being that it's the four horsemen reunited for 10 years after the events of the last movie, along with some new illusionists to take on this worldwide criminal organization. So I left this and straight away thought, I think Daz is going to fucking hate this. So I'm interested to hear, Daz, what did you think of this one?
I hated this.
Yeah.
I absolutely fucking hated this movie. This might be one of the stupidest movies I've ever come across. And, you know, I haven't seen the first two. I think I've seen the first one, or in parts on a plane somewhere, because I was trying to do a recap and I didn't even get through a 5-minute recap on YouTube. Yeah, and even when you're talking about those numbers, like I just don't understand who likes these movies, who goes to see these movies, how these movies make money. I mean, the cast is put the hand out. I knew you'd fucking like it. For me, it's just it's there's no magicians in this movie. It's not magic. It's this whole premise. It's these people are borderline. They're sorcerers. Like it's witchcraft on show here. It's just like it's not. That's not. Like what is good about it then? Like I say, like the cast, I love all the casts. Like love all of them. As characters, I fucking hate pretty much every one of them. Rosamund Pike is the best thing in this movie, but just the things they're doing that's supposed to be spectacle and it's just illogical. It's implausible that people are in different places at different times and reveals, and you're just going, that doesn't make sense. Like you can't just do that. Where are they teleporting? That just annoyed me, and that's what annoyed me from, I think, glimpses of the second movie. Is it the one where they're in the airport? And I saw that scene where, you know, it's
not an airport, but yeah. There's out with the card thing that they're passing,
just
like
throwing
that.
Cards around, and you're just going, it's just stupid. Like it's stupid.
Yeah, it's because it has those security scanners, and they're trying to get this chip out that fortunately is shaped like a card, and it's so stupid. Like it was like you get one part where so they're flinging the card around the room as they get patted down. They turn around, you know, he flipped the card behind his hand, throw it around the back, and then Woody Harrelson catches it, whatever else. But when one of them catches it, he does this thing with his hand, and the card goes down one sleeve, across his back, and out his other sleeve, and the camera follows it. It's like, how is it moving? What's powering the movement of this card while you're doing this fucking thing? It's ridiculous. Yeah. The second one's the weakest one, I would say, out of the three of them, from my money.
Well, I'm never going to watch that. But like scripts like this are just written by fucking teams of monkeys or something. It's just, yeah, I just really, really, really didn't like it. I just thought this was an absolute waste of my time. How about you?
No, I was putting my hand up just because I like they'd be kind of a guilty pleasure. I've seen the first one a couple of times, and I know it's stupid and I know it's ridiculous. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like, yeah, no, 100%. Like with you with that kind of stuff. I mean, you can't like they're talking about, okay, well, what's the trick? What plan are we going to make? And they come up with this plan that looks like it probably would have taken at least a year of planning, and they've pulled it off over a quick chat. Like, and then the technology, like you said, like it's like the holograms are so real that they're on like real people kind of thing. Like it's absolutely insane. But none of the tricks make any sense, and it's a pity because some of the sleight of hand stuff is kind of fun. Like when they're kind of taking the mick out of each other in the room, and they're kind of showing off just to each other back and forth. That kind of sleight of hand magic, I love that stuff. I think that's great, and you can kind of say, okay, well, like some of that probably could be done. But then some of the stuff where they're just like you see him getting into like a chest or something, and he appears without any of the other fucking 7 or 8 people in the room seeing him. He just appears beside him.
Yeah, no one saw him.
No one saw him.
That's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
As well as this, before we get fully into it, like did they kind of retcon the second one, retcon some of the stuff from the first one? Well, not retcon it, but changed up the story. Like I'm spoilers here. I'm sorry for the first and second movie, but they're over 10 years old, so tough shit. Like Morgan Freeman in the first one, he gets framed basically. He's basically this guy who was an illusionist, and he now works under like showing off, uncovering people's tricks. Much like the dude on Late Night with the Devil. That guy who kind of he used to be an illusionist, now he just shows that all these things are done in a certain way, and he's helping them track down the bad guys, track down our good guys, our 4 horsemen. And in the end, it's him locked in a cage, and we find out that they've set it up that way, or what's his face, Mark Ruffalo has set it up that way because years ago he had exposed one of his dad's tricks, And so the insurance didn't pay it out when Mark Ruffalo's dad died. And so it threw the whole family into turmoil and poverty and out in the street and all this kind of shit. And so that was it. So you're like, oh, Morgan Freeman, the bad guy. But in the second one, they just they don't do away with it. They have a few lines and they kind of change it and go, no, Morgan Freeman's actually on the good guy's side the whole time. You might have thought, because of all this horrible shit that he's been doing, that actually he's a good guy. And I was like, hang on a second, that doesn't track at all. That's one of the reasons the second one failed. Yeah, like the cast, I mean, well, let's just start there, Daz, then, like, because the cast and performances from them, there's so much charisma around these people, like Woody Harrelson. Oh, I love Jesse Eisenberg, even though his character is an absolute dick. I think he's fucking I absolutely love him. I've seen Isla Fisher back because I haven't seen her in anything in ages, and she's fucking class. Like these, Lizzie Kaplan, she's hilarious. Rosamund Pike is probably the best African accent I've heard in a long time. Yeah, like I was impressed for the most part with the cast assembled. It's just this for a movie that's nearly 2 hours long. I was like, nothing fucking happened. It's weird. There's all this kind of setup that are little bits that aren't necessary to the point where it was 2 hours was over. I was like, I don't really feel like I've seen anything. Like I feel like we should be still building towards what the big act is going to be, but the movie's finished. So just pacing's all over the place. And yeah, it's so out there, unbelievable. I guess it's maybe the magic version of Fast and Furious, you know, what they can do with fucking cars and bringing a fucking sedan into space and shit. You know, like I wonder, is it just their version of that? Like?
Yeah, because I was checking online to see, do I need to see the first two before watching this movie? Because I just didn't want to. And people said, yeah, well, this is like Fast 10. If you came into the Fast and Furious franchise late in Fast 10 or whatever the fuck one, and they're just like, what the fuck? They're driving a car into space, what's this all about? And just like, oh yeah, you missed the humble beginnings where they just stole DVD players or some shit and raced cars, and somehow they got into space.
They made it to space.
Like, yeah, it's just like, well, the journey like makes it a bit more easier to take. That didn't make sense to me in this movie. You're just kind of going, but did, like in the first movie, is the magic held back a little, and now they've just got so good that now the sorcery is on their fucking cards.
No, yeah, it jumps up a notch. Like you see at the start when they're kind of we get the reveal of their tricks, and some of them you're going to go, oh, it actually quite makes sense. Like it's not completely disappearing. We're shown, you know, and especially the sleight of hand stuff for I love what Jesse Eisenberg in the first one gets out of his cuffs. You see Mark Ruffalo slamming his hand down, and Jesse Eisenberg just does whatever he does with his hands, and the cuffs are now on. Yeah. Mark Ruffalo, and I'm sure some magician could probably do that. Fucking no idea. But there's stuff like that. But then as we get into like the second one, the elaborateness goes out of control. Like fucking Dave Franco disappearing into just cards. You know, he flips some cards and they turn into 1 billion cards, and he's gone. And there's one where Jesse Eisenberg he makes like the rain stop. You know, he explains then in the in the video, he tells them how he does it, and he says actually it's just strobe lighting, and when it works, it makes it look like all the water is stopped. And you're like, oh, that makes sense. But at the same time, he does this trick where he goes his arms out, he falls back into the solid concrete ground where there's a puddle, and all that's left is his rain jacket, and he's gone. It's like, okay, well,
that's nonsense.
How did that part happen? Like, and then there's loads of stuff where they think they've gotten away, and it's actually holograms. They've used holograms too many times. I think the next one they'll actually have like fireballs out of their hands and all sorts. I think by the time we get to it, because there's apparently the fourth one is already in the works. So
that's ridiculous.
Future episode.
yeah. Well, keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, the whole lore of something like this would be that the reveal is how did you do the trick? How did you do, like, where the magic meets fucking reality, and like blurring the lines in between the two? That would be interesting, and that would require writers who have actually some talent, rather than just going, no, we'll do this, and yeah, for that scene, that's not what was happening because this guy was here and he actually had a truck and he did this, and you say, where the fuck we saw him 2 minutes earlier. He's fucking in a banquet, walking around a tux. Like now he's 3 miles away driving a truck, faking a weather storm. Or what the fuck is happening? Like, just going serious.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more maybe in the spoiler section, because I do have some questions on that. Did anybody? Do you think that the cast was bloated, or are you happy enough with everybody's piece and performance? Or?
Well, I think that obviously when you're bringing in 3 new characters, the younger characters, and I thought they were pretty decent, and I think they're more interesting than the returning horsemen. Like, I think Woody Harrelson was great. He got enough time for Woody, like he's charismatic. James Franco and Isla Fisher were just kind of on the periphery. Jesse Eisenberg, like, it kind of grew on me performance-wise, but the start of it, I was just going, is this part of his character? Is there something I'm missing?
His character is a dick.
He's a dick, but like, can his character just not act like it's just like, what's he doing? It's just like, it caught me off guard. Just going like, this looks like he does not give a shit about what's happening, like on or off the screen. It just felt very odd. But the new guys were interesting character wise, but they're still dickheads. Like they're all just dickheads except for Woody and Isla. James Franco's in it for like a hot minute. Morgan Freeman comes in. It was great. So it wasn't that bloated. It's just like, kind of echo what you said. It's like they're trying to make it seem like lots of things are happening, but it's even the interactions between characters is very like extended sequences where they're trying to show the kind of rift between them, and they don't get on, then they do get on, and they're kind of like fighting over magic, and then they appreciate each other's magic, and it's just like, but nothing's happening. What's going on? And
a lot
whenever Rosamund Pike was on screen and her parts of the story, you're just like, I'm interested in that. She's an interesting character. What she's trying to do is interesting, and it's just like the script is being propelled along in her kind of narrative, but the rest is just like they're kind of building up to something. And when it happens, this last kind of heist, it feels like this should be the thing where something goes wrong, and then you get the last act of the bigger heist or the something. Yeah. It just felt like not a lot was happening. And it was an hour 40 minutes into it. I was just going, fucking come on, guys, get it.
Well, that's it. Like when it finished, I was like, because when it finished, like, hang on a second, isn't 2 hours gone? Like as it was coming towards the end, I realized, okay, this is the end. I was like, hang on a second, like you said, it must be only a few minutes away. They're wrapping everything up. Like you just missed this opportunity. We're just going to ignore having an actual proper third act. And like those parts of them showing off to each other, the way it was shot almost gave this vibe of them not even being on the same fucking set together. Like the cameras, these camera pans, which are whip pans, which can be great sometimes. It can be really great. They use loads of them, and I'm like, I wonder whether some of these people actually on the set at the same time when they were doing this, because it didn't feel like it's some like that.
Yeah, sequences like that, like as kind of as impressively constructed as they are. A lot of the time, it's like, are you talking to each other? Or are you talking to me? Is this sequence is for show to me? Just doesn't. It's not believable that all these people would be acting like this in a room, just like, oh, wow, that's really impressive. Just like, you're a magician. You should know that that's how something is done. Or you should be going, are you a fucking witch? Just like Isla Fisher. It's in the trailer when she's just like, oh, somebody throws cards, and she just like, oh, turns her dress into a white fucking like swan-like dress. Just going, did you just have that on you? Like, just pull a string. Just like, oh, it'll turn into a white dress because he just happened to throw white glitter on the... Oh my God. It's just like, come on. That was like a show for the audience. Like that's a performance you would see on stage. It's just not a believable interaction between supposed fucking magicians. It's just like, oh, the eye rolling. Mother of God.
Yeah. That and again, like I said, that starts off as quite small. It's them, moving like the diamond and stuff, from one hand to the other. It's fun, but as you said, it starts to get it goes absolutely bananas. Like Woody Harrelson just looks at you and goes, sleep, or does fucking something. Like he's able to, in the other movies is insane how quickly he's able to do it. He just says like one or two sentences and then goes bam, and all of a sudden this person is like a different human being altogether. Like it's proper magic powers. It's wild. But yeah, like it's such a shame to have this many, and in the other movies have this like amazing cast together, because it's great actors in here. And this is probably the best thing I've seen. I've only seen her in a few things, but I really liked actually Ariana Greenblatt in this. Thought she was fun. To have this many good to great fucking actors in, and to give them this fucking plot and some of the fucking dialogue, like it's painful, like the stuff between Dave Franco and Lizzie Kaplan in particular, like that arc that they have is just like, oh yeah, like that's really tough, and and there's this, we get like a little bit of conversation we get around Henley, what's her face, Isla Fisher. We get a little bit of reason why hasn't been, or why she's back, or why she was in the second one. It is fucking paper thin. Like you get a paycheck, obviously, but the reasons that we get it are fucking paper thin. We're getting nothing. But tell me, because of this, did that take away from you regards to how it's shot? Because there's so much magic that we're supposed to believe is real. I mean, did Danny not take away? Because I thought there was some great some great shots in it, but at the same time, like you said, are we supposed to? We're not supposed to believe some of them.
Well, it's
we're supposed to believe that magic is actually magic because it actually is.
Yeah.
As you said at the start, it feels like sorcery.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, look here, I can just hold this thing and throw it into the air, and someone in post production is just going to magic it out of the frame, and just like, oh, but that's brilliant. Like, this is not, it's not impressive at all. It works against it because you're just rolling your eyes, just going, why do you think this is impressive? It's just not magic. Like, it's not even coming close to fucking being magic. It's just wizardry. But like, and a lot of the time I probably missed some shots because my eyes were rolling in the back of my fucking head, getting dizzy. But like, I swear to God. But some, like, I love the fact that it's shot on location places. It looks great. The Magic Mansion French Chateau place that they go to is an astonishing set. It's fucking
Beautiful.
Gorgeous and intricate and mad, and it's there. We get into spoilers. It's there for a reason that doesn't need to happen at all. It's just pointless to just go, oh look, we have a magician's mansion. Let's have an action set piece, an escape set piece that doesn't need to happen. But that, like, it looks fine, but some of the locations and sets are fucking gorgeous. But it's just everything around it. It's very hard to kind of go, wow, that's a really impressive set when you're just going, what the fuck why is this happening? You know? Yeah, but yeah, I like the sets.
Yeah, like me too. I think that there's some cool shots with Atlas. What was it? Jesse Eisenberg and Dominic Sessa, you know, where the movie, you probably see the trailer as well, the kind of room actually itself moving and stuff.
Yeah,
that stuff looks cool. That's just good fun. There's loads in that, and it's just a beautiful interior place. It's all this gorgeous dark wood, fucking, you know, the old, like they're in this kind of ancient kind of library part of it and stuff. All of that is just absolutely gorgeous. And then we see the outside shots of the place as well and leading up to it. Really, really cool. I do have a question. I'm not sure. I might. Maybe I'll save it for the spoiler. It's regard to one of the sets, I guess. And yeah, how they got it. I'll leave it for the spoiler section.
Stick around.
But I think that I'm fairly sure that some of this music has been recycled from the other two movies, because I was listening to it going, is that like a Now You See Me theme tune or something? Because I almost recognize some of the music. So I'm thinking they might have just recycled some of it from the previous movies, because I wasn't blown away by the soundtrack at all. It just felt a little bit samey to me, but maybe it's because I've seen the other movies. I think maybe they've reused some of the tunes, or as I said, maybe they actually have a Four Horsemen tune or a theme or something, because I definitely recognized some of it as I was listening to it.
Is there a theme?
There's one of the tunes when they're kind of all standing together and stuff. I was like, oh, I recognize that. So I think maybe it's from the first or second movie. So look, we've touched on some of the stuff with regards to performances and casting and all that kind of shit. Like, but I suppose the main thing is, and I think we've pretty much established, it doesn't pull together as a cohesive movie because the pacing is all over the place. There's a whole chunk of this shit that you could have just taken out and given us a proper third act. I would happily see Rosamund Pike as a bad guy in something else. You know what I mean? Like, I think I like the character. I loved her playing it, even when she's smiling. It's this, not maniacal because she's not that way. It's this calculating kind of smile and stuff. Like she's enjoys almost being the bad guy, but not in like a Sharon Stone and Nobody, you know, over the top fucking thing. You know, I thought she was great, and maybe a South African listener might let us know if the accent was bad, but I think it's probably the best one I've heard in a while. I think apart from maybe Andy Serkis is probably the next best, I suppose. But impressive. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like, there's not really much else to go into without going into spoilers. So this might be one of the shortest actual reviews we've done, because I don't really have much else to say about it. Like, it's entertaining in parts, and I can see why it's getting a good reaction score, because some people are happy to go and just see the flashy stuff of it. You know, the same way with fucking like Fast and Furious movies. Like, they're not good. Like, it's not good plot. It's not kind, but we go and see every one of them and enjoy them because we know how ridiculous it is. And I'd imagine maybe that's what the same thing that people are getting from this. And there was parts that I enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed the performances. I enjoyed just Woody Harrelson's presence in general. You know, even when he's not saying anything, he's got this almost bringing a levity to the scene. And some of the tricks when they expose them, obviously they're ridiculous, but it is still kind of fun to show how, you know, these things work, even if they are preposterous. Like, so some of that stuff was enjoyable, so I can get why it's making money. But just as an actual whole film, to get its and script wise and stuff, it ain't hitting the mark. So what would you give it, Dad, star-wise? And then we'll have a quick chat about some spoilers.
Oh, I give this 1. I didn't like any of it. I liked Rosamund Pike, and Woody Harrelson was kind of enjoyable at parts. And the whole magic and the whole spectacle of it all, I thought it's just stupid. It just comes across as really, really illogical and plausible stuff. And I get that from the Fast and Furious kind of element, but it's kind of, that's the spectacle of these guys, of the Horsemen, and it just makes no sense. They are sorcerers. Morgan Freeman is in it for a little bit. Kind of enjoyed him. But like there's so much where the movie just explain, like Jesse Eisenberg's, when he meets the first 3 guys, he spends 5 minutes just telling us all about them in this exposition dump. And just going, Jesus Christ, like that's straight away when I knew it. That's the level we're going for here. Like the script is so fucking poor. I was just bored to tears, and I think it's a terrible movie.
Fair enough. I'm going to go higher because again, I've seen the first 2, and so I knew what I was getting. I knew what I was going to get coming in with regards to the magic that makes no sense and all the rest of it. As I said, I like the performances. I like how a lot of it is shot. It is quite polished for the most part. Like I'm actually going to go, a good bit higher. I'm going to go straight down the middle with a 2.5. Because like I will probably watch a 4th one. Definitely. Actually, I definitely would watch a 4th one. Like happily, for me, this will be a guilty pleasure series for me to watch. But that being said, it doesn't make this a good movie. Madam Web is a movie I guilty pleasure of mine, and it's fucking terrible. So like, I'm not recommending for that thing, but it's if you've seen the other ones, you know what to expect, I guess. So okay, well let's just call it there. A 1 from you and a 2.5 from me. If you're leaving us there, thank you very much for listening as always, and tune in next week for the next one. And if you're hanging on, we've got some spoilers. So the question I wanted to ask, Daz, when regards to sets and stuff, I'm assuming that private jet isn't an actual private jet that they're on. It's just a set. When they're all around figuring out their plan, did they really show at the start of it like that? These 3 guys, the new guys, they're not exactly flush. You know what I mean? They don't. They're living in this kind of loft kind of thing together, and they're kind of swindling people by pretending that they're, that they've got this show of the actual 4 Horsemen. It's not really them. We know that Woody Harrelson is down on his luck. He's pretty much trying to drink himself to death, and we know that Dave Franco is skinned, so he's working on cruise ships. So no one has money, yet they have a private fucking plane, and they're making their plan while in the air. They have all this stuff out, and they're making this plan that they're going to do in Dubai. And they get there, and they pull the plan off like a day later. It's like, how? The amount of moving parts, technology, everything that has to go into. You have to know where all these. You haven't even been to Dubai yet. How are you supposed to know where everything is and what the fucking layout of the place
the
is?
Timelines of everything. Just like
get all this set up, and even Rosamund Pike, for her part, gets them all in one place and drops them into a pre-made fucking cage that fills with like fucking glass.
The slowest sand.
Like, so she's got that thing. So she's like, I've got a fair idea. They're going to get a private jet in, and I'll get them to stand on this exact spot and then drop them into a yoke. It's like, fucking the amount of planning that would need to go into this. You can't do it just
what if they stand somewhere else?
Exactly, yeah. And just one more thing: an F1 car not being able to outrun the cops is mad.
That scene. Why is that happening? Why he's pressing all the buttons at the start? He can't even work the fucking thing, and he's flying around.
I think it was just an excuse to show off the fact that in Dubai they do have, like, whatever they are they Ferraris or they're fucking whatever the fuck, they actually have these sports cars as their cop cars. That's genuine, that they actually have supercars as their sport. I think maybe it was just them showing off, like, okay, we want to have our police in with 100% 80 order lines. Like,
yeah, we've got 10 million left in the budget, so let's try and do something with it. Hey, let's just drive a fucking F1 car around Dubai for no reason whatsoever. Yeah, my main problem, 2 problems, when there's loads of them, but like when she drops them into the prison thing and the sand drops, and it's just one of those where the sand's just, this giant box is going to fill with sand, and I'm going to be rid of you forever, and you're going to say you died and a trick gone wrong, whatever. And it's like, okay, that alone is, you're like, well, don't know how that's going to work. It's just like, then she just fucks off. Just like, I'm just going to go. Not even going to have 2 guards or something here watch you. I'm just going to go. And
it was very Austin Powers. He's like, aren't you going to watch them? Aren't you going to watch them die? No, I'm going to walk away and just assume it all goes. We can watch them die. We can go there. We can shoot them together right now. Like, I've got a gun in my room. We can just kill them. Do it right now. No, I'm going to turn my back, walk away, and assume that everything worked out fine.
It's just like so lazy. And like in 2025, come on. If this was something in fucking 1985, you go, all right, like, you know. But just that is just fucking nonsense. But the main fucking problem with this whole thing is like when you find out, spoilers, that the kids are behind the whole fucking thing, and that main kid is actually Rosamund Pike's half brother or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But that whole thing, and it's just, and when they're revealed to be the masterminds of it all, the horsemen come out and they're on stage and they're just like clapping and going, "Oh, Jesus, fucking, this is amazing. Look at these guys." Yeah. And just like, yeah, but these kids are responsible for killing your friend, Morgan Freeman. Like, they set all this up. They're responsible for him getting shot and killed in the fucking chateau. No one says anything about that. That's fine. It's all a good fucking thing.
And not just that. That's her supposed dead brother, right? And when they're going in to do the fake photo shoot, he's the helper. Like, he's one of the guys. He's standing pretty much beside her while she's getting her photo taken. It's like, surely that's a ridiculous risk. If everybody's supposed to think you're dead, she's your sister. She thinks you're dead, and you're just going to go and just stand right beside her. Is like, this seems like a really bad plan.
It's just the convenience in that is absolutely nuts. And staying on Morgan Freeman, when they're in that chateau and the fucking cops arrive, and he's just like, "Go, run." Morgan Freeman tells him to run because the plot needs to happen and they need to go into all these crazy rooms and have these cool chases. No set pieces, they're fucking great and whatever. But then they get into Morgan Freeman's room, in the main room, and he goes behind a mirror or whatever, and he's got a trapdoor in the ground. Why did he tell everyone to run away? Go run, save yourselves. Just like, or do you want to use my trapdoor that's right here?
I love that Morgan Freeman, he waited until he got down under the trapdoor before he started bleeding from that gunshot wound. I'll hold this in for a second. Like, he's literally got shot, a mortal wound that he's dying from. But all you see, when they're looking the other side of the two-way mirror thing, like, all you can see is a bullet hole on the ground, and there's nothing, no blood, no nothing. It's like he's disappeared into thin air. But no, he's had time to get up, hold the fucking thing down over the whole lot without making a sound and without spilling a single drop of this blood from this fatal wound that he's received. Yeah, bananas. But it's preposterous, and obviously we've gone that multiple times down. I think if we were to do another Fast and Furious, and here we'd be saying the same thing, but I think that Fast and Furious, at least, they're as ridiculous as they are, they are that bit much more entertaining, you know, because I think they sometimes in this, and I'll say, what's his face, Jesse Eisenberg and stuff, they're playing it so straight, whereas in a Fast and Furious movie, everybody knows what they're fucking signing on for. You know, like Charlize Theron and stuff, you're going to Oscar winner there, she knows she's in there to ham it up and go over the top. That's why they keep adding people like The Rock and Vin Diesel and Ludacris and all these people who are in it. They all know what they're in it for, whereas so many actors in here are kind of playing it as if they are serious magicians with stuff going on. And that's what takes away from that, maybe that little bit of fun from it. You know,
it's like even when they get away when they steal the diamond or something like that, and they run up onto the roof and they're chased onto the roof, and there's a helicopter there, and they go to. Firstly, you're just going, Jesus Christ, how did they sneak a helicopter in there? But then they jump through the helicopter, but it's actually just a zip line to another building, and the helicopter is just a cardboard thing that falls over. It's like, how would you get that up there? Who's like, we need to get a 16-foot printed cardboard helicopter thing and sneak it onto the top of a building? Why? Like, why? If that's not there, you just go on your zip line anyway. Just like these stupid things. It's like no one in the writer's room went, hold on, I think that's a bit silly. Someone, shut up, David.
Plus, as well, you can see this thing helicopter sitting there with nobody in the front of it. Like, it's sitting there. It's like, is that for us? Oh, yeah. And we can hear the noise, like helicopter noise, which is just being made by a fucking fan and a speaker or some shit. So there's not actually nothing there. Yeah, it's just, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. But like, I think that you might be able to give this a star, an extra half star or so. If you'd see in the other movies and you knew what you were going to get.
I think so.
You knew what you're going to get going in. But the fact that, that this is the only one in the series that you've seen the whole way through, I think I'd probably be with you down there in the zone, in the one zone.
Yeah, 1.5, 2 is probably where it should be, but I'm just so incensed from just having seen it today.
Understandable.
Jesus Christ, I was appalled by it at times. Like, and the end as well, when we were talking about the implausibility of people being certain places, like everyone's at that kind of gala event for the launch of the car. Guy goes off, takes the F1 car, and then when the reveal is there, it's like, oh, what actually happened is one guy has a truck and he was actually driving in front of Rosamund Pike's car, simulating a storm. So she couldn't see through the window.
Yeah.
Then they went up into a truck and you just go, how the fuck? How did he do that? How did he do that?
Surely you could tell the difference between like going over a bump, and she kind of looks and goes, oh, we went over a bump. Like, surely you could tell the difference between a bump and a car, like because you'll feel the front of a car lifting up. If you've gone over any sort of fucking slight hill, you'll feel it. So going up enough at an angle that there's no scraping, there's no nothing, that the car goes up into this truck. You're like, yeah, probably, I'm sure she probably would have noticed that. Like, I don't know. It's wild, that particular part, that was the reveal of how she managed to get, when they're telling her how they managed to catch her. Like, oh, man, you're pushing it a bit fucking there now.
Yeah, and then she goes down in a lift and she's chatting to your man. Oh, and it's actually on stage. She wouldn't have heard anything from anyone around in the audience that behind.
Yeah.
It's just somebody who's fucking stupid or just thinks fuck the audience, like I'm not wasting my time actually coming up with an actual plan here. Just like, oh yeah, they steal her on a truck and they pretend to have a rainstorm, and just going, this is fucking, it's just ludicrous. It's because it's kind of played a bit straight. And at the end, the thing when like you get that they're all around and they still haven't acknowledged that Morgan Freeman's fucking dead and these kids are responsible for it, but they're all sitting around like, oh yeah, this is great, we're all the new horsemen, we're all back together, this is wonderful. And then the door buzzer goes and you're going, oh, okay, at least if they're going to have fucking Morgan Freeman turn up like gotcha or something. And no, it's some fucking package for a hologram with Mark Ruffalo, who's the guy behind the whole thing. He's the eye or whatever.
Yeah, so in the first one, you think that he's the FBI guy chasing him. So it's him and Melanie Laurent. They're both chasing the four horsemen. But then we find out at the end, actually, he's being the main guy the whole long. And this was almost like a initiation or a test, And so they're all welcomed into it. And then in the second one, I think they end up having to save him or something in the second one. And in this, they have a throwaway line at the start about how he's locked in a Russian prison or some mad shit they come out with. I'm not sure what exactly they say. What is it that they say where he is? Do they say Russian prison?
Something like that, yeah.
Not important. It doesn't matter.
And what's Dave Franco's, is it just throwing cards? Because like there's a guy who runs after him with a gun. He just starts throwing plastic cards at your man. Like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, like he can do he can basically do anything. He can basically do anything with a card, and he's great at lock. And he's great at picking locks and all this kind of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but to be honest, they're probably my two favorites. I'd love to be able to fling cards like weapons and just fucking open locks and nothing, like piece of piss. They're probably the two coolest ones. Like, there's no way that. I imagine there is skilled magicians that can do that, but I refuse to believe anybody has the power that fucking Woody Harrelson has, that he can just say a couple of words to somebody and all of a sudden they're just a zombie. And it's bananas. Like, he has them playing classical music. Nuts. Will we call it a will we call it a day?
Yeah, if you're a fan of this movie, I guess, and if you've been waiting for the third installment of this incredible franchise, then definitely this is up your street. But other than that, I would say I just can't recommend this movie. It's just fucking nonsense. Unless it's on streaming and you want to do something else while gawking at it.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to disagree, and that's what me, somebody who's actually, got into the series. It's that I think probably this is kind of on par with the second one, I think, as the worst. The first one was fun because it was something new, but yeah.
I might watch the first one, actually.
Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. The magic is gone now, Daz, though. If you go and see it, magic is gone.
I've seen that they're actually witches.
You've seen behind the curtain. But okay, like we'll hopefully be back in the next few weeks. There's a bunch of good stuff coming out, I think. I hope is actually more of the word, I think, because I'm pretty sure we might have a few lean weeks as well. But look, we'll be back. Yeah. We have a few things to do. We have our end of year wrap up and, Christmas special, all that kind of. Look, as always, thanks for tuning in for this one. We hope this is I hope this one is a movie you enjoy. If you do decide to go and see it, let us know whether you are middle of the road like me, or whether you absolutely hated it like Daz, or whether you just fucking loved it and we're both wrong. And as well as that, keep on liking, subscribing. Anything else there, Daz, before we finish up?
No, happy days. Just don't go see the movie. Take it easy.
Bye-bye.